Hello everyone. Now today we are going to start a new chapter, mechanism of action. Mechanism of action. In yesterday class we have studied about theory of receptors and what is the types of receptor. Now we would like to see mechanism of action. What is the objective? In objective, to understand the various steps involving in the mechanism means how the drug act on receptor, and after that what kind of changes occur in the receptor, and then the particular functions are going to perform. All these steps we would like to see in this chapter. The learning outcomes: students were able to understand about the principle of drug action, different mode of mechanism of drug action. What is the principle of drug action? Generally, what would be happen when any person who are going to take the drug will absorb and drug will distributed and available to receptor. That time the basic four or five functions are going to perform. What is this? Drug don't impart a new function to any system, organ, or other organ or in cell. They only alter the piece of ongoing activity. Mean to say that always drug when enter into the body, it will alter the ongoing functions. They can inhibit, they can increase, or they can modify the proper function of the drug. The basic types of drug action can be broadly classified as generally what would be happen. Drug can cause stimulation, drug can cause depression, irritation, replacement, and cytotoxic action. Cytotoxic action generally we can see in case of anti-cancer medicine, and apart from them, all those four type of functions are generally performed. So in many books only there are four functions are mentioned. When the drug can be bind with the receptor, then it may stimulate, it may depress, it may irritate, it may uh, replacement. So these kind of things has been happen. So what is all these steps? So first of all, stimulation. What is stimulation? So see in this slide, stimulation, it is referred to selective enhancement of the level of activity of specialized cells. Example: adrenaline stimulate heart. Adrenaline stimulate heart. Pilocarpine stimulates saliva, salivary gland. Mean to say that just being selectively enhancement the level of activity of the specialized cells means those cells which are going to perform in your body, they are performing their function, just they are going to increase their function, they are just going to push their function and increase the concentration of the particular thing. Mean to say that when we are going to inject an adrenaline injection into the body, that time the heart is not, generally they are going to contract and relax, their heartbeat is around 75. But when the adrenaline is going to interact with the receptors of cardiac receptors, then the functioning will be increases, means heart is going to fastly contract relax, so their function is going to stimulate. In the meanwhile, pilocarpine. What is the general function? Pilocarpine belongs to autonomous nervous system, cholinergic system drug, and it act on muscarinic receptor, and it stimulates the salivary gland secretion. Means it increases the formation of saliva into the body. However, excessive stimulation is often followed by the depression of that function. When, if any organ who are working out of control, if we said, if any organ who are working continuously more than their capacity, then it will exhaust. You can say it will depress because lactic acids are formed in particular cells, or their general performance of the cells are down. So stimulation are often followed by the depression of the function. high dose of picrotoxin, a central nervous system stimulant drug, picrotoxin, when we are going to give in case of high dose, then it produces convulsion followed by coma and respiratory depression. It is very common thing, because picrotoxin, it is CNS stimulating substance, but in case of excessive stimulation in the brain, the channels will open, then the sodium ion concentration will fluctuate, sodium calcium ion concentration will fluctuate, then it may cause convulsion. If once the convulsion is created, convulsion, what is convulsion? Convulsion, it is the excessive stimulation of CNS stimulation. So patient may suffering from epilepsy and respiratory depression. What is respiratory depression? Patient is unable to take a normal breath. That is called respiratory depression or asthma. And next one method is depression. It means selective diminution of the activity of specialized cells. Means barbiturate cells depress CNS, quinidine depress heart. Mean to say that when any organ who are performing their normal function, we are just going to more slow down their function. Means depression, what is depression? Means when the any organ or any cells who are performing their normal function, we are just slow down their normal function. If we are going to slow down their function, that is called depression. For example, barbiturate depress CNS. When the normal function of our CNS, when we are going to depress, that time the patient going to sleep. Means in case of sleeping, our brain will relax in depression phase. Quinidine depress heart. What when we need such kind of things? In case of arrhythmia, what would be happen? The heart function is totally impaired. If any organ whose function is impaired, that time we needs to give such kind of medicine which causes depression. If they causes depression, that time patient is relieving from such kind of disease. Omeprazole depress gastric juice, gastric acid secretion. If gastric acid secretion is continuous in our stomach, then it causes gastric ulcer or some time gas blotting. So during that time, we needs to control such kind of problems. So we are going to give the omeprazole. Omeprazole, it is proton pump inhibitor drug which causes stop or depress the gastric acid release. If the gastric acid release is stopped, then patient is relieving from peptic ulcer. Certain drugs stimulate one type of cells but depress the other. It's very simple. Some drugs which stimulate one type of cell and depress other, like acetylcholine, stimulate intestinal smooth muscles. In intestinal smooth muscle, they increase the contractility of smooth muscle. In the meanwhile, it smooth muscles found at M3 receptors. M3 receptors are found on smooth muscle, and M2 receptor are found on heart. So, but it depress as a node in the heart, means sino-auricular node in the heart, and it causes bradycardia. So it controls the heartbeat. So thus the drug can't be simply classed as the stimulant or depressant. So that is why in every in case of the drug, we are unable to say that this drug causes the particular depression of the cell and particular increase stimulate the property of another cells. So generally we can say in case of depression, the normal function will slow down, and in case of stimulation, the normal function process will be increased. Now third one part is irritation. What is irritation? This can't uh, a non-selective, often noxious effect, and particularly applied less specialized cells like epithelium, like connective tissue. What is the meaning of this sentence? It is noxious effect and particularly applied for the less specialized cells. Mean to say that when any kind of changes occur into the particular cells, that time it causes some kind of irritation or itching. Strong irritation result in inflammation, means strong irritation once the capillary permeability will increase and we are going to continue scratch our skin, that is called inflammation. Corrosion, necrosis means cell death, cell unable to perform their function and it will necrosized, and morphological damage. This may result as the diminution or the loss of the function. Replacement, this refer to use of neutral metabolites, hormones, or their congers in the deficiency state. Levodopa in Parkinsonism, insulin in diabetes mellitus, iron in anemia. Cytotoxic action. In cytotoxic action, selective cytotoxic action on invading parasites on cancer cells, attenuating them without significantly affecting the host cells is utilized for cure or palpitation of infection and neoplasm. Mean to say that in case of cytotoxic action, what would we see? In case of cytotoxic action, some parasitic substance or cancerous cells, they are unable to perform their normal growth. That time we are using such kind of agents which stop the growth of cell or kill the growth of cells. So that is the substance which we can say cytotoxic action. Example: penicillin, chloroquine, zidovudine, cyclophosphamide, all these drugs. Principle. What is the principle of basic drug mechanism? Drug act by virtue of physical and chemical properties. Mean to say that the drugs like antacids. Antacid means these are the substance which reduce or decrease the pH of acid. That is, they may cause neutralization. What is the neutralization? Means they are going to decrease the pH of acid. Sorry, increase the pH of acid. That is called antacids. You can say they are going to neutralize the acid. Activated charcoal. Activated charcoal having property of adsorbent. Adsorbent of heavy metal, adsorbent of poison, all these things. For example, KMNO4. KMNO4 having oxidizing property. So majority of drugs produces their effect by interacting with the discrete targets of biomolecule, which is usually a protein. What is the basic mechanism? Mechanism of drug action, they are generally divided into four parts. First, enzyme. Second, ion channel. Third, transporter. And fourth one is receptor base. So first, enzyme. What happen in case of enzyme? Almost all biological reactions are carried out under catalytic influence of enzyme. Under catalytic influence of enzyme, hence enzymes are very important target of drug action. Drug can either increase or decrease the rate of enzymatically mediated reactions. Means all biological reactions are carried out by the help of catalytic enzymes. So enzymes are very important target. So in case of sometime when the concentration of enzyme is increased, then the rate of reaction will increase. When the concentration of enzyme will decrease, the rate of reaction will influence. So apparent increasing the enzyme activity can also causes enzyme induction, that is the synthesis of more than one enzyme protein. Sometimes some drugs causes enzyme induction, some drug causes enzyme inhibition. So in case of enzyme induction means increases the formation of enzyme protein. If enzyme protein are increased, then the rate of metabolism of drug will increase in our body. If the metabolism rate is increased, then the concentration of drug will decrease. The enzyme inhibition is the more common mode of drug action. Such inhibition are either competitive and non-competitive. Mean it is very clear. When we are going to inhibit the particular enzyme, when we are going to inhibit the particular enzyme, uh, then the problem, you can say diseased condition will influence. Secondary case, if the concentration of enzyme will inhibited, the time period of drug in the body will increase, because the enzymes who are going to metabolize the particular drug, they are not available. If the enzymes are not available, then the concentration of uh, drug will influence. So they are of two types, competitive and non-competitive. In case of competitive equilibrium type, it is very important. Please focus in this part. Competitive, competitive types. In competitive types, the drug being structured similar and compete with the normal substrate for catalytic binding site of enzyme, so that the product is not formed or non-functional product is formed. What would be happen? For example, captopril compete with angiotensin A for ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme. Actually, what would be happen when the substrate structure and enzyme structure? Here you can say enzyme structure and drug structure are same. Sorry, substrate structure and drug structure are same. Then enzyme is unable to understand about substrate and drug, and it is going to compete with both are compete with the particular enzyme. There is the competition between both of them, means substrate and drug, two substance which compete with this enzyme. So this enzyme can bind with the drug and it will be neutralized, and substrate will available. Is just this competition you can see in case of sulfonamide. In case of sulfonamide, what would be happen? Para amino benzoic acid, पाबा इसे हम बोलते हैं, para amino benzoic acid, which is an essential component for their metabolism of terate enzyme. So this when we are going to use sulfonamide drugs and substrate both have same type of structure. So the enzyme is unable to understand about their substrate or drug, and it will be compete for the substrate. So the drug will bind with the enzyme and going to neutralize, and that is why bacterial concentration is down into the body. That is the same manner captopril compete with angiotensin first for ACE1. So this is the example of competitive type of equilibrium type. You can say competitive type. And second one is non-competitive. In case of non-competitive, what would be happen? The inhibitor react with the adjacent site and not with the catalytic site, but alter the enzyme in such a way that it loses their catalytic property. Means inhibitor react with the adjacent site and not with the catalytic site, but alter the enzyme in such a way that it loses the catalytic property. Mean to say that the inhibitor bind with the another side, and they will change the conformation. If the conformation of the substrate is changed, then the catalytic enzyme is unable to bind. If the catalytic enzyme is unable to bind, then uh, reaction is not proceed. This is the very simple example is aspirin. Aspirin bind with the COX non-selective COX inhibitor. COX enzyme, they are going to bind the aspirin, and irreversibly and non-competitive type, and that is why the prostaglandin substance are not formed, which is responsible for pain or inflammation. Now next one, ion channel. In case of ion channel, protein which act as ion selective channels participate in transmembrane signaling and regulate intracellular ionic composition. This makes them a common target for drug action. Means in case of ion channel, protein which act on a ion selective channels participate in transmembrane signaling and regulate intracellular ionic composition. This makes them a common target for drug action. These channels are operated via ligand gated channel. Nicotinic receptors operated by nicotine, and other channels are operated by G protein couple receptor. Like example is alpha and beta receptors, and beta adrenergic receptor activate ion channel in heart, and additional certain drugs modulate the opening and closing of channels, like quinidine blocks the myocardial sodium channel. Mean to say that in case of ion channel, it is very simple. In case of ion channel, when the drug is going to bind with the site of ion channel, it will open, and if they will open, then the ion concentration will change. You can say ion will introduce into the cell, and it causes depolarization, it causes repolarization into the cell, and after that the normal function is going to perform. Either you can say ligand gated nicotinic channel in G protein beta receptors, in quinidines block myocardial sodium channels. All these are the examples of ion channel receptor. Now transporter. What is transporter? There are several substrates are translocated across the membrane by binding to a specific transporter, which either have facilitated diffusion into the direction of concentration gradient or pump the metabolic or ion against the concentration gradient using the metabolic energy. For example, furosemide inhibits sodium potassium chloride cotransporter in the ascending loop of Henle. Mean to say that transporter, these are the substance which bind with the cell membrane and allow to facilitate the diffusion in the direction of concentration gradient. Concentration gradient means higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, and they are also influence the concentration gradient by using metabolic energy. Mean to say that what would be happen in case of transporter? There are of two things. First, they will uh, they will help in translocation of several membrane ions. They will help in transportation process. What would be happen? Like in case of furosemide act on ascending loop of Henle. That time hydrochlorothiazide will act on descending loop of Henle. Distilled convoluted tubule. There are sodium chloride importer system. Uh, Apart from them, there is one mechanism is also available. What would be happen? The drug the drug will having the structure is somewhat sugar moiety, you can say endogenous molecule, and that time the drug will bind and it will be available for tissue side and performing as a false substance. Means receptors performing their function, uh, they are unable to perform, they are unable to understand about their system. Yeah, you can say false ingredient are going to attach. They are also act as a transporter. Now last one part is receptor. What is receptors? Receptors generally these are the proteinous substance. Uh, when the drug and receptor are going to attach, they will form a drug receptor complex and therapeutic response will produce. In the meanwhile, agonist, an agent which activates the receptor to produce the effect similar to the uh, physiological signal molecules. Mean to say that in case of agonist, what would be happen? In case of agonist, generally any substance which going to attach with the receptor, and it will change the conformation of receptor. It will change the conformation of receptor 100% fully potentially. Then it will produce response, means that substance is agonistic substance. And in case of inverse agonist, substance which activate the receptor but in opposite direction, not in the response direction, that is the opposite direction. In case of opposite direction, it is called inverse agonist. So receptor, what is the basic definition of receptor? A receptor, it is a macromolecular substance or binding sites that are located with the surface or inside the cell and serve to recognize the signal molecules itself, but it itself has no other function. Mean to say that it when the substance, or you can say endogenous molecule, a neurotransmitter, any substance are going to attach with the receptor, then therapeutic effect will produce. There is a very simple concept regarding drug receptor complex. Now, the basic mechanism. What would be happen in case of agonistic? We can see when agonistic substance are going to bind with the receptor, it induces the conformation change in the receptor. If the conformation is change in the receptor, then therapeutic effect will produce. We can see in this diagram, there is a receptor. One is the form of agonist. When agonist is going to bind with the receptor, then induce the conformation change of the receptor. In case of antagonist, when antagonist is going to bind with the receptor, it occupies the receptor. Antagonistic substance have affinity. I have told in last class, antagonist having affinity means bind with the receptor but unable to perform their unable to change the conformation of receptor. That is why it is unable to perform their normal function and not change due to not change in the conformation. In the meanwhile, we can say antagonists are selectively inactivate the receptor conformation. We can say when the antagonists are going to bind with the receptor, they are unable to change or inactivate the conformation of the receptor. There is a very basic theory regarding drug receptor interaction. What is antagonist? Antagonist an agent that which is prevent the action of agonist on the receptor, but it does not have any effect its own. Mean to say that antagonists are going to bind with the receptor. Antagonists are going to bind with the receptor and demolish the site. Here you can say it occupy the site at which agonists are unable to bind with the receptor. If agonists are unable to bind with the receptor, it unable to perform their normal function. There is very simple concept. So what is ligand? Ligand, yeah, you can say drug. There are both are the same thing. Means in ligand, any molecule which attach selectively to a particular receptor site shows their affinity. Receptor occupation theory. In receptor occupation theory, this theory states that the receptor exists in dynamic equilibrium. Some are in active form and some are in inactive form. Agonists having both affinity and maximal intrinsic activity. For example, acetylcholine, adrenaline. Next one, antagonists have affinity but no intrinsic activity. I have already told you in previous class, agonist always having affinity and intrinsic activity. Here you can say efficacy. If both things are available, then receptor is able to perform their normal function. If substance having only affinity means antagonist having only affinity but zero intrinsic activity, then receptor is unable to perform their normal function. For example, atropine. Atropine bind with the muscarinic receptor. Atropine bind with the muscarinic receptor but unable to perform their normal function. In the meanwhile, if physostigmine is available, then it will act as a agonist. It will perform their normal function. Next one, partial agonists have affinity but submaximal intrinsic activity. Means the action is in between. You can say there are somewhat action we can see, but not complete action we have seen. For example, dichloroisoprotrinol on beta adrenergic receptors. On beta adrenergic receptor, dichloroisoprotrinol has submaximal, here you can say partial agonistic action. Drug action. What is drug action? It is the initial combination of drug with the receptor resulting in the conformation change. If the conformation is changed, then therapeutic effect will produce. That thing has been done by the agonist. Or prevention in the conformation change, which is done by the antagonist, then therapeutic effect will not produce. Now, next one, drug effect. What is drug effect? It is the ultimate change in biological function brought about the consequences of drug action through a series of intermediary steps, that is transducer. Transducer mechanism can be grouped into the four categories, means G protein coupled receptor, receptors with the intrinsic ion channel, enzyme linked receptor, and receptor regulating gene expression. So drug action is depend upon all these four type of receptors. We have discussed regarding GPCR. In GPCR, what would be happen? There are seven coiled membrane ring structure. In this structure, this is a broad family. In this family, there are of examples are like alpha beta receptors, like muscarinic receptors, like opioid receptors, like cannabinoids receptors. So 5-HT receptors, 5-HT1, 5-HT2, 5-HT4, 5, 6, 7. All are the example of GPCR, G protein coupled receptor, IP3-DAG pathway, CAMP pathway. They are going to perform their function, and kinase enzyme is also responsible for their function. And second one is receptor with the intrinsic ion channel. Intrinsic ion channel, you can say ligand gated ion channel. There are of same thing which we have seen. They are of pentameric site, 2 alpha, 1 beta, 1 gamma, 1 delta, and they are forming a rosette like structure. And when they're having two acetylcholine binding site on their alpha sites, and at which the drug is going to attach with the alpha sites, and the channel will open, and ions will continuously having very few times on active in within milliseconds. So we will see the diagram. First, GPCR. In GPCR, I have told you seven coil ring structure, and in this structure, first the upper one portion is NH2 group is available, and there is a so you can see there is a branch structure of amino acids. These are the amino acid at which agonistic, they provide the site for action of agonistic. If the agonistic substance is going to bind on this seven coil membrane ring structure, and it will irritate, you can say it will give the message to the receptor. And there are three submaximal units are available, like alpha, beta, gamma. In alpha unit, there is GDP converted into GTP, means there is energy molecule GTP is attached to the alpha subunit, and this alpha subunit of the G protein comes to effector protein CMP. They are going to bind with the CMP, and CMP releases a protein structure, and this protein structure will responsible for therapeutic effect. So this is the overall mechanism of G protein coupled receptor. In G protein coupled receptor, when effector protein are going to activate it, then it will releases the protein. It will take some milliseconds to minute time, means 30 seconds, you can say 1 second to 30 minutes. Within in this time period, it will releases the protein and performing their function. uh, the G protein coupled receptors are available on the cell membrane, and the example of G protein coupled receptors are muscarinic receptors, alpha beta receptors, adrenergic receptors. You can say 5-HT receptors, histamine receptor, adrenergic receptor, pyridine or purine ring structure receptors, and 5-HT1, 5-HT2, 5-HT4, 5-HT5, 6, 7 receptor, cannabinoids receptor, kappa, mu, delta receptors. All these are the examples of G protein coupled receptors. So this is the overall G protein family, and in this family, there is the mode of action is simply the agonistic substance are going to bind, and after that it will irritate, and after irritation of GPCR, it will produce therapeutic response. Effector protein are going to perform, and it will releases the protein, and after that releasing of the protein, it will performing their function. Now next one, in this slide, in this structure, what would be seen? There is ligand gated ion channel receptor. In ligand gated ion channel receptor, I have told you there are five pentameric ring structure, 2 alpha, 1 beta, 1 gamma, 1 delta. There are five substance, five components. They are going to make a coiled structure, And in this structure they have two acetyl subunits which is available on alpha receptors. And once the any drug who are act on ligand gated ion channel who are going to bind with these receptor, the channel will open. And if the channel will open, then the ion, sodium ion, calcium ion, they will introduce, potassium ion will exclude. So depolarization state is achieved by this uh, transfers of ions. If the transfers of ion, then depolarization will achieve in this phase. So overall, these are the basic mechanism of these ion receptors. We can see the example of nicotinic acetylcholine receptors. Nicotinic acetylcholine receptor are the example of GPCR. Sorry, ion channel ligand gated ion channel receptor. We can see in this structure, uh, in ligand gated ion channel, there are of subunits consisting of transmembrane domain. The transmembrane domain, they are going to make 5 components. They are 2 alpha, 1 beta, 1 gamma, 1 delta. They are going to make a coil ring structure. And once there are of 2 acetylcholine sites and at which the drug is going to bind. If the drug is going to bind, then this channel will open. And if the channel will open, then ready to transfers of the ions. So this is the ligand gated ion channel receptor. And next one, uh, examples, sorry, before example, what is their property? They are acting very less time, you can say few milliseconds the channel will open. Once the drug is going to bind, the channel will open. It takes time 1 second to 30 seconds. Within 1 to 30 seconds the channel will activated, and the transportation of ion will started. So it is fastest acting channel. This question has been asked in the exam: which of the types of receptor having fastest action? So fastest responding a fastest action has been shown by the ligand gated ion channel receptor. So this is the basic diagram of this structure. Now, what is the example of ligand gated ion channel? The example is nicotinic receptor, like 5-HT3 receptors, like NMDA receptor, like glycine receptor, like glutamate receptors. And these are the basic example of ligand gated ion channel receptors. So now the ligand gated ion channel receptors is completed. Now ligand enzyme linked receptors, you can say ligand regulated enzymes. Mean to say that in this structure, what would be seen? There is an important role of tyrosine kinase enzyme. Tyrosine kinase enzymes, once it is active, it will take times hours, in hours. Generally, it will active within 1 hour, 2 hour, 5 hours. It takes some time in hours. So once the drug is going to attach with the subunit of tyrosine kinase, their sulfide bond has some kind of irritation message to the particular enzyme. And after that, the enzymes are responsible for synthesis of protein. Mean to say that phosphorylation of tyrosine residue in protein. The phosphorylation process, you can say phosphorus group is going to attach with this structure. Then this enzyme will active and releases the protein. So this is the enzyme linked receptor. The basic example is insulin receptor. And also we can say in this receptor, the major role is the lengthening of sulfur bond is changed. If the lengthening of sulfur bond is changed, then the receptor will activated. Once the receptor will activated, then tyrosine kinase enzyme will activated, and it will phosphorylated and releases protein substance. So this is enzyme ligand regulated enzyme ring structure. And next one is now protein synthesis regulating receptors. Last one, nuclear receptors. You can say steroidal hormonal receptor. Last three receptors always they are all available on the membrane surface. But in this receptor, this receptor is available in intracellular, means it is available inside the cell. Mean inside the cell, what would be present inside the cell? Steroidal cytoplasm is available, nucleus is available. So there are some receptor which available in cytoplasm. uh, the drug is going to attach in the cytoplasm. So that type of receptor is called cytoplasmic receptor. And some receptors which are available in nucleus of the cell, that is called nuclear receptor. So this intracellular receptor is divided into two parts. One is nuclear receptor and another is cytoplasmic receptor. Now, what would be happen? See, the steroidal hormone, which is going to attach with the cell membrane and enter into the cell. Enter into the cell, then it will bind with the cytoplasm receptor. If it will bind with the cytoplasmic receptor and it will produce the response, that is called cytoplasmic receptor. And sometimes these cytoplasmic substance uh, act as a carrier, and they takes the steroidal component into the cell membrane, into the nucleus. Then it will attach with the nucleus nuclear receptor, and it releases DNA transcription process, and it releases the mRNA protein, and mRNA protein releases the proteinous substance, which is translocation process, and this proteinous substance come into the cell and performing their function. So the example of steroidal hormone are like estrogen hormone. They act in a steroidal medium. You can say cytoplasmic medium, and vitamin D also part of cytoplasmic receptor, and thyroid hormone is the part of example of nuclear receptor. So these are the overall the receptor, and how they are going to perform their normal mechanism. We have seen they are going to either stimulate, they are going to depress, depression, they are going to replacement, they are going to irritation, they are going to cytotoxic action. So there are of five basic mechanism, uh, principles of the basic mechanism we have seen in this chapter. And the next one thing, um, we have seen that uh, these enzymes so there are some enzymes which are responsible for therapeutic action, because they act as a competitive and non-competitive types. And the next one thing is that we have seen the types of receptors. First, ligand gated ion channel receptor, fastest acting, available on cell surface, and they are consisting of two alpha unit, one beta, one gamma, one delta, and they are making pentameric form. And next one, we have seen there are of two acetyl subunits available on the alpha cells, and the channels will open, the ions will introduce into the cell and produce therapeutic response. Next one, we have seen G protein couple receptor. In G protein couple receptor, there are seven helical membrane substance. NH2 function group is available on upper side, and COS negative on downward side. And once the receptor is going to active, then alpha subunit will detach from the beta and gamma, and it will GTP is going to bind with the alpha subunit, and it will activate the CMP and produce the therapeutic response. And next one is we have seen uh, enzyme link receptor. In enzyme link receptor, what would be happen? In enzyme link receptor, enzymes uh, kinase kinase enzyme is responsible for tyrosine enzyme is responsible for therapeutic action. Actually, drug is going to bind with the receptor, and sulfur molecules having change in their length, and due to that, they are giving a signal mechanism to tyrosine kinase, and it will produce a protein substance, and it will take hours for their action. And last one part is intracellular receptor. Intracellular receptor are also two types: cytoplasmic and nuclear receptor. those receptors which are available in cytoplasm, that is called cytoplasmic receptor, and these are the receptors which are available in nucleus, they are called nuclear receptor. In cytoplasmic receptor, what would be seen? Cytoplasmic receptors bind with the DNA substance and produce response, form protein. Example is steroidal hormone like estrogen, testosterone, and vitamin D. And in case of nuclear hormone, what would be seen? In nuclear hormone, thyroid gland, thyroid hormone is the example of nuclear receptor. So these are the basic concept behind uh, types of receptors. So uh, these are the receptors. And now we would like to see some questions which is asked in the exams, multiple choice questions. What phenomena can occur in case of using combination of drugs? There is a very simple question. What phenomena can occur in case of using combination of drug? When we are going to see the combination of drug, it may additive action, synergistic action, it may antagonistic action. Then the option is synergistic. Tachyphylaxis. Tachyphylaxis, it is the down regulation of receptor, mean to say that when the agonistic substance continues bind with the receptor, then the receptor is unable to perform their normal function. It becomes depressed. That is called tachyphylaxis. Accumulation means drug is going to bind with the fatty tissue. And tolerance, once the dose of the drug will increase in our body, dose of the drug will accumulate in our body. Due to that, we need more strength of the drug. That is called tolerance. So answer is B, synergistic action. Now next one, elimination rate constant K is defined by the following parameter: rate of absorption, maximum concentration of substance in plasma, highest signal dose, or half-life. The answer is half-life. Entry of a drug into the CNS is enhanced if the drug is entry of a drug in CNS enhanced when the drug is highly non-polarized, yeah, highly lipid soluble. If the drug is highly lipid soluble, then it is able to bind, it is able to cross the triple B, blood-brain barrier, and after that it will achieve the CNS concentration. If the tubular secretion is made more acidic, if the tubular secretion is more acidic, then secretion of weak acidic is reduced because of change in pH. In change in pH, weak acidic drug is unable to excrete out. Antagonism between the barbiturate and amphetamine is the term as antagonism between barbiturate and amphetamine is the example of physiological antagonism. Indirect action includes all of the following properties except. The answer is interaction with the adrenoreceptor C. Now, which of the following statement is not correct? The alpha receptor increases the arterial resistance, where the beta receptor promote smooth muscle relaxation. No, alpha receptor increases arterial resistance, but beta receptor promote smooth muscle relaxation. No, the action of splanchnic vessels have predominantly alpha receptor. No, vessels in the skeletal muscles may constrict or dilate depending upon whether the alpha or beta receptor are activated. No, the skeletal muscle vessels have predominantly alpha receptor and constrict in presence of epinephrine and norepinephrine. Yes, answer is D. Indicate the neuromuscular blocker which causes tachycardia. In case of neuromuscular blocker, pancuranium is the drug which act on cardiac system, and it increases the cardiac beat. It act on as a node and causes increase the contraction. It increases the pulse rate. So answer is C, pancuranium. So these are the chapter, and last one part is references. And thank you.